Yes, you guys, I'm in EFC, this is Blue Lions TV, and today I'm here to bring you guys the match preview for our upcoming game tomorrow evening against Manchester City. This game is going to be big, it's going to be huge, it's going to be an opportunity to really get an idea of just how far away our current level is compared to teams like your Man Cities. Now, we do know that this club is strengthening for the next season. We've secured targets in Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner, and we have more plans to strengthen as well. But tomorrow night, you guys, we're going to learn who's good enough from this current set of players to take us to those next levels, and I'm hoping that we are going to be ambitious and take the game to Man City. In today's preview, guys, I'm going to go through the press conference, I'm going to give you guys my tactical thoughts, I'm going to tell you the players to watch against Man City, and to end things, we are going to get an opposition analysis from a Man City fan. I'm covering all angles, so I hope you guys enjoy today's video. If you do, hit that like button. I want to get over 2,000 likes for today's video, and without wasting any more time, we get straight into things, starting with the press conference from Lampard today. Lampard confirmed that Hudson-Odoi is now fit again, however the player isn't match fit at this point in time. We also learned that Tomori is 1 week away from being part of the team again, so that's great news. And it's going to be interesting to know that once Tomori does return back to the squad, whether Lampard is going to make some defensive changes once he returns. Lampard confirmed that he was pleased that both Pedro and Willian decided to stay until the end of the season. If you're asking me, you guys, I think this really sums up Lampard's likability factor. He knows how to speak to the players, he knows how to speak on their level, and I'm sure he played a huge part to persuade both Pedro and Willian to stay until the remainder of this season. Now, of course, Lampard was asked about the big news today, and that was the official bids made for Kai Havertz. Now, Lampard did say that he doesn't know anything. Lampard confirmed that no bid has been made and nothing's happening, but it was kind of funny to see because it was quite obvious that he was holding the laughter back. His poker face was starting to fail him, and it's giving us a great indication that yes, Kai Havertz could be a possibility, and it's good to see that Kai is putting a smile on the face of Frank Lampard. And to end with the press conference, Lampard mentioned that tomorrow's game is going to be an opportunity and a test to test our current level against Man City. He mentioned that the game against Aston Villa was a great test of character. Now, the game tomorrow night is going to be a great test of ability. Now, this does excite me. This does make me think about the tactical implications and possibilities. And I think from this point on, you guys, it leads on very nicely to the second part of the video. And that's my thoughts on the game for tomorrow. Now, I know that you guys saw my predicted lineup video. And yeah, I got some criticism. It's all good. It's all about opinions. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I do want to stress why I picked that team. I felt that maybe we are going to see an ambitious lineup tomorrow. I got the impression that we are going to see a team that's going to go for it against Man City. We are playing at home, and the reason why I felt this is because the last game against Man City earlier this season, where we lost 2-1 against them, yeah, I know that game is remembered for the possession we kept against Man City. We outpossessed them with Kovacic and Jorginho playing in that pivot. However, the most crucial part of that game that's been completely ignored was that after we scored the first goal, we created 0 shots on target after that goal. We had no attacking threat, no attacking impetus. Our attacking players were left isolated in the final thirds. We couldn't penetrate Man City, and it's no surprise because when you use a midfield of your Kantés, your Jorginhos and your Kovacs together, the balance offensively just really isn't there. Of course, naturally, defensively, we were a bit better. We kept the ball better against Man City, but when it came to translating our ball possession to attacking chances, we had absolutely nothing. And in the game tomorrow, I don't want to see a situation where, for example, your Pulisic is left isolated out wide by himself the entire game, having no threat in the game because he has no attacking players around him to link up with. Of course, I know that this team is a bit ambitious, but I do feel like this team is the best balanced team to really just implement the tactical ideas that Lampard has been instilling in this team. As long as we can get a lead, as long as we can score some goals, let's hope that things work out in our favour. I'm still hoping for a situation where ideally first half maybe we take the lead, second half Lampard has options to use on the bench. But when I've seen the big games that we play this season using that midfield three, I feel like we are missing out offensively, and that really harms the wide attacking players. I agree with Frank Lampard. I liked hearing the words he said in today's press conference. We need to take the game to Man City. That's what I want to see. And you guys, from this point on, we now move on to the 3 danger men that we need to watch out for against Man City tomorrow. Now, the first player is none other than Riyad Mahrez. He has been a constant thorn in our side. cutting from the right hand side. You know, he's able to take out players in the game. He's able to just take our fullbacks out completely. And this is one of the reasons why I'm hoping to see Azpilicueta actually playing down the left-hand side so he can go man v man against Mahrez, because Man City are great and dangerous at creating those wide overloads. If we can limit Mahrez, hopefully it means that we can limit maybe De Bruyne playing in the half space, playing alongside him. But he is a dangerous player that has a goal in him, can assist from nothing, incredibly skillful, incredible 1v1, first touch, everything. Mahrez is one of the best attacking players in this division, and he's definitely someone to pay attention to. Moving on, and of course we need to watch out for Kevin De Bruyne. Now this is just an instant no-brainer, but it feels like De Bruyne really steps up when he plays against us. If he's not scoring a goal, he's getting assists in the game, he's running things, and he's able to do this every single time. And I personally feel this is the reason. It's because we don't have that natural defensive DM that is able to be in those positions when we're, you know, keeping our shape, using a low block, keeping in our own half, closing those spaces down between the lines. We know Man City, we know how they play, we know how they carve teams open to fashion those opportunities and create those chances. And for me, it seems like De Bruyne is constantly able to find the best positions to just affect us and attack us every single time. So I'm kind of hoping to see a Kante in the middle to help fight against that. And for the third player to watch out for, I have young Phil Foden. Phil Foden, the Stockport Iniesta, incredibly talented, skillful, one-on-one. He can do everything. He is the modern day cam / midfield player. His intensity, his ability to carve teams open with penetrating passes, penetrating runs, 1v1 ability too. And he's also demonstrating recently that he does have very good finishing abilities too. I mentioned him as a player to watch out for because he is going to be up for the game tomorrow night. If he plays well against us, he could secure more minutes as the season does end. And I feel like we can't be complacent. We have to take him seriously and definitely try to limit his threat. But you guys, for the final part for today's match preview, I now have one of very special guests and esteemed company, the Manchester City fan channel. He's going to give you guys an idea about how Man City are and give you guys the opposition breakdown.
Hello Nini, thanks for having me on to talk about the Manchester City-Chelsea game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's probably fair to say that this is going to be City's biggest test yet. So far, City have gone through these two games, passing with flying colours against Arsenal 3-0, then Burnley 5-0. But this is going to be a lot more challenging, I suspect. Chelsea will be up for this game. Manchester City will be up for this game. But I'm still feeling pretty confident for reasons based around our fortitude, really, our luckiness, and how good this squad actually is. Now, City could probably name their 9 substitutes actually on the pitch and probably go step for step for a lot of teams 11. Honestly, our bench is that strong these days, and I know we're lucky in that aspect. But it's a factor, I guess, given that most teams are scrambling for fitness, and given the fact that we've got 5 substitutions these days, life is very good for Manchester City on that front. We can make 5 changes and improve our squad by some way. Obviously, Chelsea have got a very good bench as well. I was looking at your bench against Aston Villa, and that was still an incredibly strong bench compared to most teams. But City are luckier in that aspect, and we made like 8 changes the other day to play Burnley, and we can bring back onto this team Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker, Laporte, Fernandinho. We can bring on Mendy. Who else could play? Sterling could come back into the team. Manchester City have a really, really strong squad, and the luckiness to be able to rest loads of players. So I'm expecting to see lots of changes here. Guardiola will mix up a little bit again. He did say in the press conference, though, that they've got one eye towards the Newcastle game, which is a quarter-final, of course, and at this stage of the season for Manchester City, whatever this stage of the season is now, I guess, given this weird world that we're in at the moment. But given this at the moment, the league for City isn't really that crucial, so he will have an eye on the cup competitions. City are favourites to win the FA Cup, and they could go very far in the Champions League, fingers crossed, with a little bit of luck. So that will be the focus, obviously. Now, Guardiola is a perfectionist, as we all know. He still wants to win games, and he'll still be making sure the players are up for it, and he'll still name a strong team that will hopefully, in his eyes, ensure Manchester City win this game. But I'm still expecting to see a few players that would usually start this kind of game, probably not because of the game against Newcastle, which I think he probably sees as ultimately a little bit more important, and he has suggested that as well, because it's a quarter-final, and that is more important than a game where Manchester City don't really need to win it. And let's be honest, I know it's weird saying that given the Premier League, but City don't need to win it, and it is a priority. But, form and credibility and all that kind of stuff, and the fact that it's Chelsea, we will take this very seriously. I do like this Chelsea team. I do like how they play football. I do think you're building a very exciting squad. You've got two very good signings so far in Ziyech and Werner coming in. That's going to be very interesting to watch next season. And you've got a bunch of very talented young players that are very enjoyable to watch. Pulisic is going to be a big threat. You've got Loftus-Cheek back fit now. You've got obviously Mount. You've got Gilmore. You've got a bunch of basically exciting young players that I really like. And then you've got the experience as well. Someone like Giroud scored the other day. You've got Pedro to come in, Willian, Kovacic, Kante. It's a good team you've got, and you're deservedly going to get Champions League football this season. Having said that, I am still pretty confident about Manchester City at the moment. I think our form is built around the fact that what Manchester City are, the way that we play, it's second nature for this team. I guess if you're a team that have a coach as good as Manchester City do, and also a bunch of players as good as they are, it becomes second nature for them. So maybe that's why City have adapted to this post-coronavirus pandemic lockdown a little bit quicker than some players have and some teams have, because it's second nature. Honestly, they pick it up just like that, and they get back into the stride quicker than most do, because they know their identity, and it's been drilled into them for Guardiola for years now. They can play the football that they play with their eyes closed, so maybe it's a little bit easier. Whereas it may not be the case, but Lampard is still trying to instill the mentality of how he wants his teams to play. And he's still kind of playing around with formations as well, but he's still trying to instill it into his team. So I guess we're lucky that we've got a strong squad, a strong bench, and a strong identity to allow us to come back into this. Having said that, I think the game will be close, but I can't see past the Manchester City win, unfortunately, for you guys. Great for me, but not very much for the other team in blue. I'm going to say Manchester City 2-1, but it to be a close game. Thanks for having me, mate. It's good to see you all. Go subscribe to my channel if you want a Steam company in a bit.
And on that note, you guys, that is going to be me for today. For my final score prediction, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I'm hoping that City's stamina levels are going to be reduced. They have played more games than us, more intense games too, and hopefully that works in our favour. But anyway, you guys, we have to be optimistic. We have to keep that positivity. And I'm going to see all you man tomorrow for another big day of football. I'm in the FC, the Sisbury Lions CV. I'll see you guys later with some more videos.